Hello, 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 everyone. How are you? Hope you're having an incredible, incredible day, and may peace be upon you. And welcome, welcome, welcome to the show with me, your host, Dr. Izdihar Jamil. And today I have a very special guest with me. I think we touched base with each other, I would say a year or just over a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago. And then we reconnected back a few months ago at an event with Jack Canfield and a few of his team members and the people that have a vision for raising health, wealth, and living a non-toxic life at the Young Living group. So I want to welcome you to my friend here, Dr. Trish. Dr. Trish here is a metaphysician, and she is passionate about helping people to achieve high performance in wealth, in health, and happiness. And she's also a philanthropist who has opened up schools all around the world. So such an important thing, education. And education, I feel like it is when you invest in education, your community is going to grow stronger. So Dr. Trish, welcome, welcome, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Izzy. Thank you so much for letting me do this and asking me to be in front of your audience. I mean, what an honor! And I'm always awed by you of what you've been through, and also just what you are doing for the world. It's just you're very very inspirational.
Thank you so much, Trish. Such an honor to have this conversation with you. And I wanted to talk about today about essential oil. Now, I'm not actually new in the sense that I've known essential oil for a few years now, but when I was at the event with you a few months ago, it kind of like opened me up to a different perspective of essential oil that we don't know. So let's go straight to the point and then we can break things down for the audience. So, Trish, what are some of the tips that you have that can help people to raise their awareness, raise their energy and vibration using essential oils?
Well, I my whole life I have studied high performance because I've been in careers that demanded it, and I've been around a lot of athletic people that had to perform just a little bit better. And so I've been interested in the human body my whole life. But 4 years ago, I was introduced to particular kind of oils, young living oils that are pure above any. I mean, pure. It doesn't even hold partial to say organic because it's way over that. Yes, uh-huh. And I've got an into the future right here. But I have been teaching yoga since I was 17. So I have taught at some of the world's biggest, most famous spas. At the same time, I was a venture capital banker. So no one knew I was doing, nobody on either side knew that. So I had always been around smells in places to get people to do certain things. I worked for AT&T. They use smell. I use, different places have always used smell to invoke certain things. So I knew about smell. I didn't know about toxicity, and I didn't know the difference between different oils or how they're made. 4 years ago, I learned about essential oils from Young Living, and I didn't realize that they had such an impact on your body. So our bodies are just human transmitters. We bring in information and we take out information, and it's what I say about feng shui your life. you want to be in the flow of nature, of air and water at all times, because it's the only way to keep your frequency high and to go with the flow of things so that your life works and you manifest better. Essential oils and crystals are the two most perfect ways to hold your frequency stable, because a human frequency is not stable. It goes up and down and up and down. Sometimes you feel lousy, sometimes you feel euphoric. And if you use particularly young living oils that are so pure, they hold the frequency tight. So you can use them to invoke different things, whether it's invoking, you were talking about stress with little kids or with dogs and cats going crazy. You can calm that down using the oils, and you can also, right now, I'm attending to my boyfriend who has brain cancer, and I'm doing all kinds of things with the doctors and the nurses and him using essential oils. So it's an amazing, amazing hack. I don't really like that word hack, but it's the truth. It's a hack to use for every single day, all day long, so that your body can perform the way you want it to.
Yeah, I think that it's like so cool to kind of like know that the frequency of the oil I have here now, joy, the frequency of the oil is stabilized versus our moods, and our mood goes up and down. I'm not right now. I can hear my youngest Rehan just like wow. I'm like, oh my word. So it's kind of like
Yeah, it
you know,
sounds like
it's
she or he needs some little bit of
yeah, my
valor too.
husband, yeah, he needs something like he needs a stress away kind of thing, and my husband is there taking care of him. Um, so when you say that the oils, Young Living oils specifically, because there are many oils, which we're going to be talking about that in a moment. Young Living oils is pure, it is stabilized. Like, how do you know? Like, is it because of the way that it's been cultivated? Has there been like a scientific testing on this? So how do we know? Because I could just go walk into Whole Foods right now or Target for all I know, and they have essential oils. So how do we know that the purity of the oil and the frequency is stabilized from the Young Living oil?
Well, that's a really important question and a good question. I tend to not do much anti anything, and so I like oils in anywhere. I mean, if it smells good, I love it. Even if it's toxic. But I used to buy all those plug-in things, and I
Oh
used
yeah,
and I
the
used to buy.
pre-breeze thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I used to buy those dryer smells, because I like nice smells. I've always liked perfume. I just didn't realize that it harbors so much bad stuff for your brain because it goes right into your brain. So I think that it's really, really important for people to understand that the quality of anything is everything, right? So your little guy who's upset right now, this is a perfect example of a child, because children are these perfect little pieces of what we can observe, right?
Mhm.
Children, dogs, cats, they are in tune with everything, with everything. They're just this little thing that feels everything. And so, but we're like that too. But we start shutting down, like you don't want to be going crazy, screaming back at your little guy because he's having a hard day. You start learning how to shut all that stuff down so that you show up in society in a certain way. And actually, that is what makes people really sick, because all illness comes from emotion. All illness comes from emotion, and it has to do with keeping your vibration at a really low point over a really long time. So what I've learned in this recent work that I'm doing with my boyfriend is that it takes 20 years to probably develop cancer, and it isn't a bad genie that hits you in the head. It's a lifestyle of low frequency. So when you have low frequency over and over and over and over, and in our world, we're stressed out, we've got toxicity everywhere. So getting back just to the point you're making about, well, how do you know what the difference is in oils? You have to know about the company, the philosophy, and where stuff
Mhm.
comes from. So Gary Young was off the charts scientist. I mean, the more I read about him, the more I'm absolutely blown away. God was the ultimate scientist, right? God made
Mhm.
everything perfect, according to the golden ratio. And people can research this all they want. I can talk for days about the perfection of God. But the perfection of God in nature, in planets, in your human body, our bodies are made to be in synchronicity with ourselves, with each other, with nature. But we've got so many things that pull us apart from that. Young Living will not grow any seeds or any part of their oils without ensuring that there's been no chemicals in the dirt for over 100 years. Now, how do you even find that on the planet, and then the way they send home farmers that are in a bad mood because they're afraid their mood will affect the growing of the plants. And that is scientific evidence. That's Dr. Emoto's work out of Japan, is that your frequency is exchanged all the time. That's why I say watch out for the 5 people that are mostly affecting you in your life, because you're going to reflect their frequency. And if you're having a hard time manifesting or something, take a look at what you're doing in your environment, because that's where it is. It's how you're reflecting things. So, the quality of any smell goes into your brain. So that's why don't eat non-food, eat organic, real food. And the same thing with the oils and with crystals. Crystals are used in every single kind of computer, medical device, etc. And yet we think it's weird if we have crystals next to us. But the reason that we use crystals is because they hold vibration. So when you use crystals and an oil, I now have a place that I can hold my vibration at a high point. And when you're around people who are sick or in a hospital, these kinds of tricks, if you will, are absolutely life and death.
Mhm. Yeah, and it's kind of like the vibration, the seeds, the company, the vision, the intention that goes behind creating the all. This is like stress away because I can feel myself like, oh my word, like this what
I know, I
guys.
know.
So,
You're the mama, and I have my
yeah,
own children, I have my grandchildren, and our hearts go out. We just want to hold these little
yeah.
guys and go, it's gonna be okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be okay. A few more minutes and Mama will be there. But I wanted to touch base with you regarding, the different kind of oils that you have. Like for example, with thieves. When I checked on Amazon, this is, a few years ago, thieves, it is one of the best-selling oils on Amazon because of its the combination proprietary of immune system, like kind of like helping out with the health and wellness kind of thing. But I also wanted to, first of all, this is the Young Living Thieves. Tell us the story about thieves and how did Gary Young discover about the story of thieves and the formulation of it. I find that fascinating.
Well, it's one of my favorite personal stories, actually, because I had been in yoga and had done all of this holistic work around the world. I knew about thieves oil being able to protect you from disease. And I didn't know the back end story, but I had the recipe. So I would go to Whole Foods or to a natural grocers or something like that, and I would buy the oils that I could find, and I'd make my own thieves, and then I would give it to my friends who are really sick. And some of my friends who are deathly sick, I would
Hmm.
take it over and I'd rub it on them. And, I had my little bottle, and everybody knew, hey, could you make some thieves and drop it off at my. So for years, I was an advocate of thieves, but I didn't know why or where it came from or how to do it. I just had the recipe. And so when I got into Young Living 4 years ago and was introduced to this magnificent company, who is just so much like me, body, mind, spirit, and wanting wealth for people and things like that. So the back end story is during the plagues, during the Dark Ages. Um, there was one group that never was getting sick, and it was thieves of bodies. The bodies were laying all over the street. They literally had these kind of carts that would go through and throw the bodies in the carts because they couldn't get rid of the bodies fast enough, and they were
Mhm.
afraid the plague was continuing to thrive. The plague was thriving, and so this king brought in these thieves and said, "Look, I'll let you go. I'll let you have your freedom if you'll tell me why you guys aren't getting the plague, but you're stealing the bodies to steal their jewelry and money or whatever." And so they had made up. They were sort of gypsies that had a history of healing, and they knew how to make certain spices up that if they put it on them, that they wouldn't get the plague. And now, years later, Gary Young found that out. He found the story, and he's the one who put the recipe out for the world. And so even before the internet, I had that recipe because I went to the library and found it somewhere. But it was Gary Young who published it and made that so widely known. And I felt bad that I'd made my own for so long, and he had the perfect bottle. And so they're thieves at Young Living. It's pure upon pure upon pure. So when the reason a few of us got involved in Young Living was because it was the middle of COVID, and many of us were. I've been partners with Jack Canfield since a business partner since I think about 2012 or something. We wrote a book together called The Soul of Success. And we've done a lot of things together. We've talked on stage together. We've traveled together. He's one of my best friends. And Jack is going to be 80 this summer, and he walks. You say this quite a bit. Show me somebody who walks their talk, because you have said in a lot of your interviews, talk, 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 talk. But who's doing it, right?
Mhm.
Who's doing what they live? And I look for that myself. I'm like, well, how are you going to tell me how to get to be a billionaire if you're not a billionaire? How are you going to tell me
Mhm.
how to get to be a millionaire if you're not a millionaire? And I used to say that when I was in banking. Why are you bankers so mean to these millionaires that just went bankrupt? You wouldn't know anything about being a millionaire or bankruptcy. It was
Mm.
their entrepreneurial spirit that threw them out. They had to go down, then they had to come back up again. And
Yeah.
so and so Gary, he wanted things to be as perfect as he could get it because he had a hunch that it really had a big impact on your brain. Now I have the benefit of studying the brain. I have a daughter who has autism, so I've been studying the brain forever. And
Mhm.
now, with work of Joe Dispenza and Bruce Lipton, we have real data on how the brain works. And
Mhm.
so these oils have a huge effect on the brain. And so I want, I,
Sorry, he's here. He just
no,
wants to
I'm,
say hello to everybody.
I
Sophia,
love,
it's
I love
okay.
this. This is who we
Thank
are.
you.
This is our most
Yeah.
important thing is our children and how we this makes me cry. How we take care of them and how we love each other. And
Yeah.
I think the days of ignoring the right things so that we can blend in is just
Hmm.
so over. It's just so over. We have to
Yeah.
be, I had to live my life in two worlds, the yoga, new age world of success and trying to manifest the secret movie. I had to live in that
Yeah.
world And then I had to live in the venture capital world of don't become friends with your coworkers. Um,
Mm.
Keep this stoic look on your face. Run the company. Don't ever let anybody know that you even have children, let alone that you've got to call in sick because one of them is homesick. And I was one of the first business leaders to allow women to bring their children to work. And my only rule was they can't interfere with the work. They can't interfere
Yes.
with the other people and they can't interfere with our work. But if you can take care of them underneath your desk, I don't care. And so we literally had babies underneath girls' desks so that they could nurse them and they kept working and it was all just fine. It wasn't terrible.
No, it was so, you're so on point with that. There has to be there are already shifts and movement around this part, and kind of like what is perfection, right? Perfection is looking great and everything, but this is like reality from it. And I think a lot more people are relating to it because it is part of their life as well, especially with COVID. There's no way that you cannot not work with the kids around because everybody is home. But I love that story about thieves. Like there actually are thieves. Those people, the thieves stealing stuff from these dead bodies, and they would create a concoction of this mixture of spices. That's what thieves are, a mixture of spices, and rub them all the way. So there are multiple of ways that people can use essential oil, like Trish, you mentioned about diffusing or rubbing it in your body, and some of it you
What
can take internally.
one
Mhm.
of the things I love about thieves is a little trick that someone told me, and that is in the morning, sometimes I'm kind of grovelly because I might have a few allergies and I live in Arizona
Mhm.
and the desert is prolific. It's so beautiful. And so in the morning, especially when I have an early morning interview like this, I
Mhm.
need my voice to be not grovelly, right?
Yeah.
And so I literally keep thieves right next to my computer and I put it in
Uh-huh.
my coffee because it will cut it. It'll cut it right away.
Ah, that's
Yeah.
interesting.
And
Just to
I
kind
like
of like,
I like the taste anyway. It has cinnamon in it and cloves and things.
yeah, cinnamon and cloves. And when we met the other day, you were literally chewing cloves, that day as part
Yeah.
of your health regime. So that is awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, Trish. So we kind of like touch base about the oils, the quality of it, how do you discover them, the vision and intention that is being, the love, vision, intention is produced with the oils and the company and the people. A lot of the viewers here are entrepreneurs. They're entrepreneurs, they're movers, they're shakers, they're leaders. So, how can they use oils in their career, in their business, in their personal life? And one of the oils that you mentioned as we were talking offline is called Abundance. I don't have. Well, I just got a starter pack from Young Living because I'm pretty literally like a few months, like a few weeks old to the company. I don't have abundance. Man, they should put abundance in that starter pack. But but talk about how entrepreneurs, leaders, speakers can use essential oil, or the possibility that they can use it to in their business, in their career, in their personal lives.
Well, I really am glad you're asking this question because it's very, very, very serious. Um,
Mhm.
y- Really, if I could just say one thing to all the listeners, start to be conscious of your feelings because that will give you an indication as to where your frequency is. And if you're feeling very stressed out or nervous or depressed over and over and over, you've got to work on that because you will get sick. It's guaranteed.
Mhm.
So the
Mhm.
human body frequency is somewhere around 68 hertz, and cancer actually starts to come in at about 50 hertz. So it's not,
Mhm.
you're not that far away as a normal everyday human being. And so every day you're putting stuff in and out. It's kind of like a battery, right? And so your whole purpose is keep my frequency as high as I can, knowing it's not always going to be high. You're going to have your baby crying, you're going to be stressed out, your frequency is going to tank because of a lot of different things. And so you have to be gentle with yourself. Well, I'm
Mm-hmm.
having a low frequency minute, so I'm gonna deal with it. I'm gonna go get my baby, or I'm gonna go lie down, or something. But you can't ignore that, because everything is going to start to adjust to that. You'll start having more accidents. You'll start sucking in negative people if your frequency is low all the time. And these oils have different frequencies, and you can look all of this stuff up. It's all science. It's all the science of oils now is off the charts, because there's a lot of well, you mentioned Amazon, you can find Young Living oils on Amazon, right? And people go,
Mm-hmm.
well, I should just buy Young Living oils on Amazon. Well, no, because Amazon is full of people who sell stuff on Amazon. Like, I am a reseller on Amazon. A lot of people are. And a lot of those oils are counterfeit, just like purses or
Mm.
anything else. And so they aren't from Young Living, because Young Living and the distributors that sell Young Living oils, they don't, that's not one of their avenues for resale. And so you know, it's kind of like how I value my life quality. I keep quality around me. I keep quality businesses. I think that when you spend money, you vote. And so I want to take care of the environment. I want to take care of children. I want to take care of animals. I want to take care of human beings. And so the best way I can do that is partner with people that want to do that. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I can't
Yeah.
I can't do it by myself. I have my own little unique personality, my own view of things, and my own wisdom that I've collected over my lifetime. But that's all I know. I don't know yours. I don't know your wisdom. I don't know what you do each day, but I know you're a high quality person. And so if I make enough friends with high quality and that value their children as number one over and above an interview or anything else, that to me is somebody who lives and walks their talk. And so Young Living Oils is my life. It's about body, mind, spirit, health, wealth, happiness. So it's a product that I want around me. I don't want, I use alkaline water. I
Mhm.
drink water that has a high frequency. Everything around me, this room, it's beautiful, and it has yoga stuff in it, and it has, meditation things in it. So I try to pick quality all the time. And when I'm in an environment that's very difficult, right now I'm at the hospital every single day, most of the day, and it's a completely, I mean, it's
Sterile. Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm so grateful for our medical system,
Mhm.
but it's so toxic.
Mhm.
And so I have to
Yeah.
do all these oils to try to balance that out.
Pull yourself together. That is so true. Like what you keep around you is how you kind of live your life and how you grow, whether if you grow with quality or grow the quality of people, the quality of items. Let's end with this, Trish. Let's end with an oil called Abundance from Young Living, from one of the Young Living range. You shared something to me about creating abundance, about that yoga lady in jazzercise lady in Santa Monica. So let's end with the all called abundance, and the tips that you can share based on your experience of people or yourself or the other people that using abundance.
I keep some oils in my purse at all times. One is thieves, one is abundance, one is valor. I have given abundance to a lot of people who were struggling. As you, I know a lot of entrepreneurs, people that really want to make a difference in the world, and they need tips, right, to try to
Mhm.
be more abundant. They want to bring in what I tell everybody now in my coaching is become the goal. Don't be the arrow trying to find the goal. Become the bullseye. And the way you can become the bullseye is using things like abundance. In this class, this jazzercise class, she was really suffering after COVID because she had converted to she had the largest online presence in that category, but her classes weren't filling up after COVID. And so she literally, she joined our team, but she put diffusers on all corners of her class. And within 2 weeks, it was overflowing again. It was sold out. And so, and she used that class to be online, and she still does. You know, they have cameras on the class, and then she sells the class online as a live class. And I have probably, I don't even know how many doctors, dentists, chiropractors, um, coaches, hypnotherapists, my own therapist. I suffered every once in a while PTSD, so I went to a therapist, and she immediately started using the diffusers in her therapy to calm people down and keep them on track during therapy. But it was because I went in there for my own therapy. So so I've helped a lot of people with abundance. Abundance is amazing. I mean, it really,
Of
you
course.
can put it on and people will come up to you and say, "What do you have on? Can I get some of that?" You know, because they love that smell. But it really is, it does. There's a story about Gary when he very first started Young Living, and you know, he was really struggling because they were trying to do all this perfect stuff that was expensive. And so
Mm.
they put abundance in paint, and they painted their office, and they put abundance on all the phones. And the story is funny because literally it changed. They never ever had a struggle after that again, ever. Their company just kept doubling and tripling over and over and over and over. And it was in those early days, you know, they were testing their oils.
Oh my God, it's so amazing, like abundance, I don't remember smelling abundance at the retreat. Maybe I did. Maybe I nicked some of Laura's, because Laura, our mutual friend, Trish and I. But so those of you who are listening, like, start with a high quality premium oil, but not just the high quality, high frequency, but get to know the company, get to know the intention, the love, the generosity that they put when they're creating the oils. Yes, Young Living oils are more expensive than, outside of it, but that's the reason and intention behind all those things. They're plant-based, they're not synthetic. You can smell it. Like lavender
Oh
is
yeah,
one of
you
the
can
most,
smell it.
yeah,
Yeah.
you can smell lavender is like one of the most used oils. So you smell the difference between Young Living's oils, and then you smell the ones at Whole Foods or Target, wherever that is. There's a
Well, and
huge difference.
once you clean out your system, your own body, you realize how much you kind of close down your own senses,
Yes.
because now I cannot walk down that aisle where all the soap is in the grocery store. I almost avoid going to the grocery stores now because
Oh my God.
I live so simple, and the food I eat is so simple that I just really stay out of the grocery stores where they have so much garbage, you know.
Yeah, the toxicity of it. So we have Brenda here who said hello and good morning to you and both of us. But we're interested to know the viewers who are actually tuning in and listening, what type of essential oil do you use, what scent do you use, and where do you get it from? So if you just put it in the comments, then we can tap on it a little bit later. But thank you so much, Trish, for sharing your wisdom, your idea, the stories, the background, and just honoring who you are from that transition of like, I used to live two different worlds and it was so hard. I have to hide. You're like Superman and Clark Kent, right? Kind of like wearing this, and then suddenly you turn around, you're wearing the cape, and then you wear the glasses again. But I've learned so much from you, from our interaction on just like Trish and I were standing next to one another. And one of the things I told Trish was like, you know what? I actually want people to pay me to write my next book so that I can just write it and just be in the presence of writing it. And then literally moments after that, Jack was like, maybe you want people to pay you X amount of money to write the book. I'm like, okay, yes, please, thank you. Which is
Isn't that? Yeah.
amazing to have that. So Trish, let's touch base where people, apologies, like my airport thing is coming down here as we go along. But how can people get in touch with you?
Well, probably the easiest is my main website, which is Dr. Trish Sanders, Dr. Trish Sanders. And I do have a website of starshine.life, and it's sort of incorporating every philosophy that I have. But my existence really is just to help people have a better life. Life should not be a struggle. We're here. I love the word simpatico, and it's really about liking yourself and liking someone else. Simpatico. We are in a universe that is so perfect. If we just stop screwing it up, if we stop trying to be somebody that we aren't, and we just go, who am I? And I want to embrace all those parts, all the negative, all the positive, all the up, all the down, and we'll get help once we change our view about how we want to live with our own self. We will get, I think, divine help. We get help from angels, we get help from things that we can't see, and we just can believe, God always has your back. God made you. So just believe he knows best for you and just give it up and try to be as clear as you can as a channel, and you will get help, whether it's from Jack Canfield, or the oils or crystals or somebody just coming into your life. The blessing that your little guy has given to everybody on this show and to me is huge. And we wouldn't have been able to do that 20 years ago. And so it's time to embrace love, because love is all there is. And it starts with love for your own self and your surroundings. And then absolutely everything you buy, everything you advocate, everything you have around you, make sure it emulates with love, period. Don't ever, ever, ever make a decision based out of fear. Make the decision based out of love. Just get yourself back into love and go, what's the love decision here? And if it's Brenda Combs, that's a story. Brenda was drug user on the street, living as a homeless person. She has now been recognized as one of the top beautiful Black women in the world. She got her doctorate degree. She speaks all over the world. She is an amazing rags to riches story. And she a lot of times she'll tune in when I'm speaking, because the first time she came to see me, she was just off the street and she had like a muumuu on and she was a mess. Her hair was a mess. She said, I want to work for you with these children. And I said, I can't put you in front of these kids. Like, you don't look like somebody they want to be like. And she said, I'll change if you'll help me. And I said, I'm mean. I mean, I'm going to expect a lot from you if you do this. And she goes, I'll do anything you say. And I swear to Pete, she did every single thing I said, but she went way beyond me. She was written up in Reader's Digest and lots and lots of magazines. George Bush's wife came to her graduation at the university by, yeah, she's amazing. But we can all do this if we
Yes.
decide. If we decide.
Yes, like, start with making decision from love, from generosity, from compassion. I know there's going to be fear in inside of everything, because fear is, a flip side of love and generosity, but take it with you. And Trish, thank you so much for your generosity, for your wisdom, for the stories, and for giving us tip on abundance. If anything, everybody go and get abundance from Young Living. If you don't know how to do that, go ahead and hang out with Trish or reach out to Trish
Well, how about
at
you,
the
Jamil? How
oh
about you, Izzy?
sure, like, yes, come to me, then we will guide you into it.
That's
Now that I
right.
kind of like
Izzy
started with things. Yeah, thank you so much. All right, everybody. So, couple of things to highlight is that know the source of the things that you use, the creation, the love, the company. Do a little bit of research about it. Create a toxic free life as best as you can. It's not going to be 100% because of our environment, but start where you are, and start. You can have crystals or oils to start raising your energy and vibration to create the wealth, the health, the happiness in it. So thank you so much, Trish, for the wisdom, and everybody will see you in the next episode. Take care, and may peace be upon
Thank
you.
you so